Hey everybody, today I'm just going to be bringing an iClone animation in. We're going to do some tweaking, we're going to fix some clipping issues, and then I might bring it into Unreal, we'll film it, see how long it takes. I actually bought a bunch of fighting motions here and some action stuff for Endgame and to get Character Creator 5, so I just got it, so right now we're just going to do some we're going to go into edit motion layer and fix some animations, so we're going to play it quickly. So you see some clipping, so we're going to be fixing that in the edit motion layer, just making small adjustments, and then we're going to do facial expressions. And then once we get into Unreal Engine, then I'm going to go into like how to frame it, and not only that but do some set design and all that. This is going to answer some questions. Eventually I want to do a lot more action scenes here. I do want to play around with this stunt thing, especially how to get like a rope system in Unreal Engine. I want to know how to do that. So, that, or, I wonder if it's possible. So it's just something to experiment. If anyone has any questions, let me know. So we're going to fix some clipping here. So go into edit motion, and you're going to have to make small adjustments. You don't need to be perfect, but you can, as long as it's not too distracting. Okay, so next I'm going to apply facial expressions. It's going to be fairly simple. So there's a couple things I'm going to do. So what I did is actually change between a couple of motions here from anger and then kind of switch it up a bit so it's not one continuous facial expression. If you do that, that's going to have a lot more impact. So now I'm actually going to be doing the eyeballs and then we're going to do like blinking and then some finer details. Hey, what's going on? Just kind of demonstrating a fight scene here. Boop, there, right against the wall. And now it's time for the guy who's going to throw him against the wall. Yep. So it's just adding some basic facial expressions when you have your character fight, even as simple as this. Makes a huge difference. So now we're going to bring this into Unreal Engine, and we're going to film. Sorry, was there anything? Just wasn't sure. Okay, so basically, we'll bring in the characters here. Plugins, Unreal Live Link. All right, so sorry, I didn't mean to do that. All right, so it's going to transfer both the characters here. I did actually have a character somewhere. I guess not. Just brought in one character here. Making sure. Yep. So it's going to bring in both Kevin. Yeah, sorry. I'm still getting over a cold, so that's why I'm muting a lot. There we are. So it's gonna, I just kind of bring it in. And then when I make my sequence, we can get this working here. Excuse me for a second. Okay, so yeah, I was on mute for a while. I'm an idiot. Okay. So it crashed. I'm going to try again. Things happen. I don't know how long I was muted for. Like I said, I don't want to cough or do anything like that in front of the microphone. I don't like that. So just going to bring in the characters, save the FBX file. Okay. Good. So now it's working, hopefully. We'll see. See what it does. I'll keep the iClone up just in case, you know. Now let's bring in the other guy in. They probably didn't give him a name. Yeah, so I'm just going to bring it up. If you constantly rename it to CC Base Plus and all your characters are named that, it's going to keep overwriting it. So someone's had issues where it's just completely broken their Unreal Engine because they kept importing it. So have a different name when you're importing characters in, unless you want them like The only time you would kind of replace it is like if you're putting motions in, and there's an option in Live Link. So, just something to note. I'm going to save everything just in case. And then we can bring it in and see. Make a new set, bring in the characters, make sure it's good. And if anyone wants to work in Unreal Engine, yeah, I'm available for private lessons. I'm starting that again. So you go through here. Let's check. Let's actually save everything first. So save all. They have a nice little folder for you. You can use none of that, but you're gonna have to delete some duplicates. So these here. Anything without a lightning bolt. So it's basically spawned in. It's not bad, but now that's done. We're done with that. So yeah, when you go into Unreal Engine, Unreal Live Link, you can just bring in motions. It's going to apply to the character skeleton. Pretty easy. So right now I'm going to make a new set. Let's do empty level. And just for fun, we're going to go to Fab. My assets here. Under Quixel, I'm just going to go wall. Let's see what we can come up with. Let's do this. Doesn't need to be fancy. Alright, just add to the project. It's going to be under medium quality, but whatever. This is just a demonstration. So, back up. And I'm going to look up floor. Yeah, this will work. Just put that in there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is make a new level sequence here. Call it fight. I'm actually going to do 48 frames per second this time around. And we're going to put our characters. Now just put them right towards 0, 0, and 0. And then finally Kevin. 0, 0, and 0. There we go. So we're going to put the two characters here. And their animation should be right on schedule right here. So yeah, you can see there's no lighting. Whoops. I don't know why Kevin spawned in. Now we're gonna find out how to. I'm thinking. Let's see. I'm thinking framing here because you don't see it. There's a lot of stuff you don't see. So we're going to get our set. What I'm going to do is just basically make a basic shape, a plane, and put that 0, 0, and 0, and then finally scale to 2. Okay. Now under fab, we have metal dust on floor, even though I could put more stuff in, but you know, this is just a demonstration. Just how to get everything planned out. But what I'm probably going to do is this. And in the props, we have some walls here. Oop. It should be like this. I want to see where he lands. And we're going to slightly move it. There you go. Okay. And, you know, even though there should be like a column, but it doesn't matter. Have columns, have like detail and everything. So I'll be kind of framing here, you know. Let's get our lighting. Go out fight set. And we can actually put more stuff in later on here. So let's get our get it out. So what I would probably do is put a rectangular light here. And I would probably put this at like a, let's put it at a 45-degree angle. No, we're going to treat it like a film set. I'm not going to be too perfect on this, I'll be honest with you. We'll probably put this right here and then maybe something like this. Maybe like 5,500. Yeah, it's not gonna be perfect. I just want to show you like the basic light and everything, set design and all that. You can go and can see. I just want to get some basic lighting here. I could probably just move this over a bit more. No. Okay. So let's go to plugins. And I want to drop a couple cameras here. So I use a plugin for camera. So let's start with the wide angle lens. do off moving 48 4. Let's go with 1.8. Sure. So I'm basically just going to be this is just going to be, yeah, you can even see the hair. So let's fix the hair. Let's actually go through a couple things before we do that. Go through here, hair specular. It's going to be under masked, so we need to turn it to translucent. DOF, and hit before, and back to masked. And we need to do one more for the scalp, and maybe tier line, but we'll see. Save that. Yeah, you see, it's getting there, but we need to get the scalp. Standard opacity, same thing. Translucent. DOF. Before. Easy to fix. Let's see. There we go. So, a couple things I'm going to do with this camera here. Crop settings 2.39. And for lens, let's do it. Let's just do anamorphic. So let's actually duplicate. I'm going to duplicate the camera a couple times. First thing we need to do is go to focus and focus on our characters. Make sure it goes to face. Yeah, you can tell it kind of clips, but with the right camera work, you can actually replace it. So I just do this for a couple of scenes here. If there's anything interesting, I can go through it. And then now let's actually go to camera 2. And I'm actually going to kind of keep this at maybe a 30. I don't know if I should do 35. I think a 35 will be fine. So I think this would be fine here. Okay, let's duplicate that. And pilot 3. Okay. And for this one, Well, let's have a look. Yeah, it's not perfect, let me tell you, but this is just quick how I don't know. A lot of work I could say, but still. I would have made adjustments, but this is just a live stream here, so what I would do is put this here, and then I kind of follow the action like this, and then back down. We'll even put this a little bit more here, just like that there for him. A lot of the camera work, you know, I like to be subtle with it, so. And then we can go through. Especially once we get to our motion blur. But it's always, what I do is I try to follow the action, so from one point to another. So 1, 2. Yeah. Down here, and then finally down below. Just like that. And we can smooth this out a bit. There you go. It's not bad. And then what I probably would do is probably focus here so I can actually do like cutting. So I can actually insert more. So I'd probably be going like multiple cameras here. So I'll render this in 1900 by 800 and then we can cut this together, but see what we can come up with. But okay, so we'll try that. And you know, normally I would do a lot more with control variables, but this is just a typical live stream, so I'm going to call this renders. And then fight. And you know, I call this shot 1. Even though, yeah, naming conventions don't do this, but don't. What did I set this as? Oh my god, I think I did something stupid. Oh well, we'll see what my screw up is. How many? I rendered this in probably 1080 or something like that. Oh boy. It's just two characters fighting. It's not that hard. I didn't even have any render. I didn't even have any warm-up frames. What the hell? Oh, yeah. All right. Sorry, it's just, there we go. Finally. I'm going to do a couple things different. First, we got to fix. I'm going to fix the, a couple things. One, I'm going to fix the camera. Completely forgot about this, so. Yep. All right, let's try that again. 800. Okay. Time for shot 2. Okay. So we're going to render that. Shot 2. And I forgot to do the motion blur. God dang it, Ben. See, I'm stupid. Nope. I guess not. Oh, okay. Well, let's just render that. All right, let's have a look. Okay. Shot 3. It's not perfect, obviously. Okay. All right. And for fun, we're going to do one more. This time I'm actually going to increase it to 95. There's a certain angle I'm looking for. There we go. Got it. Okay. Yep, and All right. Sorry. Let's actually want to see what his expression is going to be. There you go. Okay. And accept and render. And I didn't get. Sorry, made a mistake. Try that again. Okay. Even though it's not going to be great, but still. Oh boy, hang on. I need to check something. Someone's talking to me. Don't worry about it. Okay. All right. So we're almost done. Almost done. Want shot like this. Where does he land? Like this. There you go. And down. Yeah, hands are kind of floating, but whatever. That could be fixed, but Okay. And then we're gonna edit together and see what happens. I can't believe this. There we go. Okay, and we're done, and we're good. Okay. Now it's time to edit. All right. Let's see what we come up with. Okay. Okay. Yep. So what we need to do is speed. And I gotta determine what would work. Oh, for God's. Yep. Something like this. So you can see. We can make adjustments. So let's do 200. So probably didn't even need a whole bunch, but five? No, 4. So let's see how it looks. You can even adjust the speed. That's the thing. What I like to do. I like to adjust it. So 150. Gonna see. It's about impact, you know. It's about mood, impact, and what you can do to tell a story. So that's why I have these close-ups here. I would have had it more in focus, but so probably put more him here. So what was shot 3? Yeah, probably go back to here. So sometimes shots don't, you know, I like to try here. When we hit, that's when we do the last shot, but I don't know. This is kind of a mess, but maybe like a little smirk or smile or something, but probably. But you see those edits, though, what impact it does have. And watch the cut right there. Just by editing, you know, you get your impact, you get your shots. If you know when to time it and everything, that's when you're going to get a really good sense of emotion. It's emotion, you know. That's what you want to do. You want to go by feeling what has the hugest hit. Something like that, and boom. That's kind of how it's done. And watch where the cursor is. Probably put it here. What I might do is actually cut a couple frames here. Just like that. That's how I would frame these things. especially I would emphasize more on the facial expressions. And I wouldn't. That's what I would kind of more. I would focus on just those little moments there. So. Hope this helps you guys. Gives you. Hopefully, I know. I hope there was someone who was asking about fighting scenes, what they would do to improve it, and that's pretty much. This is pretty much what I would do. In this moment, I would emphasize more on like, oh, I would have him like smile and then grab when he grabs his leg. Yeah, it sort of does. I just picked two random characters, but those are the things to think about. Whoop. Not sure what happened there. But you see what happens? This is like power cutting too. You can manipulate a little bit of time, and you see how I kind of have to watch it, make sure the pace is good. Yeah, that or my computer went, or my graphics card is going crazy, but let's see how it works. I think this would have a much more of an impact here. This is good. I'm just worried about pace too, so now that I have motion, I need to worry about pace. So there's like a little rhythm, so you see, boom, 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 and done. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this comes with a lot of practice, just the idea of working with emotion. If you know where to put your camera, and you can work with great rhythm and everything, 2, 3, 4, you can actually get a pretty good scene out of it. But yeah, if anyone has any questions, let me know. So yeah, that's how I kind of frame it. Though the camera work I would have done, I would have focused a bit more, would have emphasized on facial expressions a bit more. But I like to have there's little moments of pause, especially with facial expressions. The moment he knows, oh, he's screwed, and maybe the guy smiles, then like something serious is going to happen. Just that little moment, maybe you should stop, look at, smile. I don't know. Those are things you have to think about, like what would work. It's all about emotion, and what what would be, what works best, because I mean, think about it. What's better, this, or sorry, let's do that scene here. That can work too, but it doesn't have much of an impact, you know? You see how just incorporating some expressions, just even quick cuts, you notice that there's a tonal difference between the two. That's something to really think about, because just knowing where to place a camera, yeah. We'll play it again just to get, just to get an idea. What looks a lot more cinematic? What tells the story? What makes it? What's a lot more emotional? You know. How do you feel about that character? Just when you see that, that look right there. That's just something I want you guys to think about. So, and I think that's kind of like my answer to that. Whoever asked that question earlier about fight scenes who wants to make his good, I want you to think about that. Where to put the camera, how to cut it between two shots. How to cut it, and why. What makes an impact? How do you focus the camera? What you do at certain moments, you kind of cut it together, that's how you're going to tell the story. So yeah, I think this goes beyond like your standard Unreal tutorial. This is filmmaking lessons. This is like film school. So that's what you have to look out for. That's what you have to think about. Each of these little cuts has an impact. You can use it to hide, but you can use it to tell a story. Boom. Anyway, I'm going to call it a night. So if anyone has